Hello, anime fans, and welcome to the Right Stuf Anime Podcast, coming to you from our corporate headquarters located in Grimes, Iowa. It's February 21st, 2019. On today's podcast, we'll be discussing what we're watching and reading, also touch on Makia being snubbed at the Anime Awards. We'll also be discussing movies that are coming out, what's been going on at Right Stuf, upcoming conventions that we'll be attending, and the return of anime madness. So without further ado, let's get this show on the road.
Hello and welcome to the second ever Right Stuf Anime Podcast. I am Thomas Breckenridge. I am the merchandising manager here at Right Stuf.
And this is Jenny here. I work in social media marketing at Right Stuf.
This is Michael. I also work in the social media department.
This is Will, and what do you know? I also work in the social media department.
Alright guys, let's get started on some topics of the week. We can just start off with what we've been watching. So who here has seen Battle Angel Alita?
Me.
Yeah.
I have.
So what'd you guys think of it?
Awesome. I loved it from I have to say the CGI and all the effects pretty good. I mean, not pretty good. They were just awesome.
Yeah.
Great.
Well, you have James Cameron and Robert Rodriguez working together, and Cameron did all the visual effects for Avatar. You knew it was going to look spectacular.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't realize, I was reading about that he actually was thinking about doing this project about like 15 years ago.
Yeah, he's been talking about it since like the 90s. And I know it almost...
Like half my life.
Yeah, it almost got off the ground in 2003. And honestly, I think it's better that it didn't come out till now because the technology is growing so much. Like, it would have been interesting to see a 2003 movie, but like I think with the technology...
we come from that era.
Yeah.
We know what 2003 looked like. It wasn't pretty all the time.
Mm-hmm. Well, one of the funny things I heard on actually another podcast is they were talking to one of the visual effects guys working on the movie. And they're like, oh, I really like the visual effects, blah, blah, blah. It goes like, it reminded me a lot when I went to see Speed Racer, and the visual effects guy turned around and goes, I did that movie too. So it's just funny that one guy who made an anime movie that did visual effects is doing another movie, visual effects for anime manga property. So
I was reading a review, someone from Anne did a review of Battle Angel Alita, and they wrote something perfectly in there that I kept thinking during the whole movie. Who's this like Disney movie channel looking guy? Hugo.
Oh, Hugo.
Yeah.
He kind of stuck out like a sore thumb, unfortunately.
Because I literally thought he was from a Disney Channel show. Like, I was like, were you in a show
Yeah.
I mean, he definitely looks the part for it.
For those of you who are old enough to remember the Disney original movies, he very much fits a male protagonist.
I was like, are you in High School Musical? But, like, he did stick out a sore thumb, But I was also reading, if someone can correct me, that his name is actually spelled with a Y in the mangas.
I can't remember. I mean, I've just recently read the manga, but even in the manga, he wasn't somebody that...
Yeah, he didn't stick out in the manga either.
Yeah,
Oh,
but then again, we've got a lot of, you've got a lot of characters. Jennifer Connelly's character, Christoph Waltz's character. There's a lot of things going on in that movie, and
Do you think the casting was done right? I think the casting was
yeah,
done right.
I like Jennifer Connelly. I really love the scene. Spoiler alert, where Alita is going up to kind of confront everyone, and you find out Jennifer Connelly's character has her organs have been taken out, and they open the doors and they show. It was just kind of a really cool scene, like. There was a lot of stuff in the movie that was very true to the source, and I really, really appreciated that. They didn't, they weren't too graphic with anything, like with the dog, gets killed in it.
I did tear up on that part.
Yeah,
sure.
and then, but they kept a lot of the stuff that some people, I can tell when I read reviews if people have had experience with this stuff or, anime and manga in general, based on how they say it. Like a lot of people celebrated, the scene, the Jennifer Connelly scene where all her organs, like her eyes and stuff are in there, where, the dog dies and she puts the dog blood on her. Like some people were just like, this was really weird, this was awkward, and I'm like, these people probably don't have a lot of
right.
experience with this kind of medium.
I didn't think it was weird when she did that whole dog blood scene.
Yeah. And then,
I mean, me saying it kind of sounds awkward, but like how they did it in the movie, it wasn't anything.
Yeah, it's a movie that wears its emotions on its sleeve.
Right. Yeah.
So it's like it fits in the tone. It fits in the tone of the movie, I think.
I even think like the romance scenes were done a little bit tasteful. I mean, they were super cheesy, but they weren't like.
There was a audible laughter in my theater when she pulls her heart out and tries to give it to Hugo. I don't know if you remember that scene.
I remember that.
There was some people laughing at that, and I was just like, I understand what it was trying to say, but for some people it might have been too much. And she had the look in her, like the crazy stalker girlfriend look on her eyes that she's holding her heart out to him. And
well, she did say like this was pretty intense.
Yeah.
I mean, like she kind of makes a joke about it, so it's kind of like.
And I don't know, like that stuff didn't bother me. I love the fact that they went all in with this. Like they didn't like, we need to make this for a mainstream audience. We need to tone this down. They're like, nope, this is what the material was. This is what we're going to do. We're going to go all in, and that's what they did. And I just really enjoyed it at the end of the day.
I think someone at lunch today was like, well, if you have James Cameron money, you can do whatever you want.
Yeah, I say that all the time, too.
Is that you?
Well, yeah, I said that the other day. I was like, when you have James Cameron money, you can make 3 more Avatars.
Exactly.
And he's making 3 more Avatars.
Is that confirmed?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Because a lot of the press junket stuff has been him talking about what's coming up on the Avatar movies. But I'm just like, hey, you should make more anime and manga and stuff because it's pretty freaking cool. So
no more Titanics.
Yeah. And then this month our Kodansha promo was Battle Angel Alita. But you can kind of tell the popularity was very high this month because we ran out of all of our pins, unfortunately. Right. But Kodansha's going to have another promo coming up next month. And just make sure to check our Twitter, Kodansha's Twitter, and we'll probably be making the announcement sometime in the beginning of March. So keep an eye out for that. I didn't get a chance to see it. I don't know if anybody here went to go see Gundam NT. I don't think anybody got a chance.
The weather kept me away.
If you're here in the Midwest, we've been getting nothing but snow. So unfortunately, we didn't make it out to the showing. But I will say, if you're like us and didn't get out to see it, we do have it up on our website currently for pre-order. I believe it is $99.99. That is the Bandai Visual import. So they always do a really good job in the boxes. So take a look at that if you have a chance. And then just talking into other movies, Mirai is up for Oscar nomination this Sunday. We have that up for pre-order too. To me, that was my favorite anime movie kind of last year. That and Makia were kind of tied for that. So I think Into the Spider-Verse is gonna end up cleaning up.
It'll clean house.
It will clean that house.
And I mean that you could even tell that one kind of had a little bit of manga anime styling to it, especially with the what was the name
Penny
of
Parker?
Yes, and her mecha
with the mecha
spider controlling the mecha. That movie was so awesome.
Yeah, so. I mean it deserves the award, I think.
Mm-hmm. And also with Mirai, kind of going back to that, there's the hardcover novel from Yen Press currently up on our site as well, so make sure you check that out. Silent Voice didn't come out last year, but we just recently kind of got a release where more people were kind of able to get their eyes on it.
Right. Finally.
Did any of you guys get to see Silent Voice?
Yes, I did. Finally.
Did you guys like it?
Yeah, it was definitely really good. I mean, it's a very, very good movie.
Mm-hmm.
Like I was honestly taken a little aback by how emotional I got to the characters and stuff, and just the events that the writers put them through was like is a whole lot, and it does a good job at it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, what would you sum that up with Silent Voice? Like,
bullying is bad.
Yes, it is.
Have you read the manga or any of the manga?
No, I haven't.
No, okay. I'm interested. I've read the manga, so I'm interested to see how it's going to compare.
Yeah.
I still remember when the manga was first coming out. My wife was very much championing the books when they were coming out, and I finally got into it about, I think it was volume 4 or 5, and it was a really, really great series. So I'll be interested to see how it kind of translated to animation.
Yeah.
But that is currently up for pre-order on our website as well. And then, did anybody see Maquia when it was airing?
I did.
I did too. What'd you think of it?
I thought it was beautiful. It's a beautiful anime, but I also kind of got a little bit teary-eyed in the theater because the main character has a sister, and the whole thing about having like a sister relationship. If you ever grew up with just like having a sister or have just all girls in the family, like that kind of like struck home for me.
Yeah. I guess for me, the biggest thing that kind of struck me off, and I don't really think it's a spoiler because it does happen pretty midway through, is just looking at the cover and kind of the way they advertised it. I was going to be like, it's going to be another one where, the female protagonist gets pulled out of her world and falls in love. But this movie was very much about a different kind of love. It was about the love of a mother and child.
Exactly.
And I super appreciated something different like that. And I thought it was done really, really well. Someone as myself being adopted as well, the fact that blood isn't always the most important thing.
No, it's not.
When it comes to things like that, and just their relationship, how they grew up together. I really appreciated what the topics and the ideas were in Maquia quite a bit. So. And
I kind of didn't think there was like those intense moments of where they're showing like her sister getting married and like trying to escape. I didn't think that, like, for what it was rated, I didn't think those scenes were going to be so, I don't know what the word is, like just not graphic, but kind of like, oh, it's very emotional, like for what the rating was, like a movie like this.
Yeah, and I mean, even her sister is dealing with the fact that she has a child herself, and she's kept from that child and has no relationship with it. And it's, I don't know, there's a lot of really good topics in that movie, and it was kind of sad it didn't get nominated during the Anime Awards this year, which I really don't understand why, but we do have it up for sale on our site currently, and we are lucky enough going to be releasing the collector's edition of it in a couple months as well. So if you're a huge fan like me and you want anything that you can get Maquia, go ahead and pre-order that collector's edition. So Anime Awards, I don't know if everybody got a chance to watch or see the results. Everybody kind of...
Well, I saw the results. I did not watch it. But some of these results
you
were
can tell it's on popularity.
Surprising?
Surprising.
So what surprised you the most?
Well, first off, the best continuing series, Dragon Ball Super.
I mean, people were pretty hyped that Jiren and Goku finally fought. And not to mention the that final fight when Jiren and Goku and Android 18?
E, maybe?
I think
There's
it's
a lot of
Android 18.
androids around.
Yeah, Android 18 and Frieza all fight together to defeat Jiren.
Great, but aside from all that,
I don't know. My Toonami child in me came out with the hype of that fight, but I mean,
I just was like, Ancient Magus Bride, you didn't win. Black Clover, March comes in like a lion.
I think March came in like a lion one the year before. So it's gotten love before.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Black Clover,
okay.
It's more shonen stuff.
But Ancient Magus Bride...
That's a good series.
It's a good series.
Yeah.
And I was like, really? Dragon Ball?
But remember, a lot of this stuff is based off of fan voting, so...
I know.
The Dragon Ball Z, the Dragon Ball fans will always come out in droves, I should say.
Where's the silent majority here?
The silent majority.
Come out now.
Well, the silent majority came out, I think, for Best Director, because Devil May Cry Baby won for that.
Oh, yeah,
that
definitely.
We were very lucky last year to get the best thing all year at the very beginning of the year on Netflix. That show was amazing, and I think it was really cool. It came at a good time where the hardcovers of the Devilman, the original series by Go Nagai came out, so people were able to get into that and kind of learn that Go Nagai influenced a lot of things. Early Clamp stuff was based off of Devilman.
I've also heard someone was telling me at work that if the opening scene of Devilman Crybaby. If you just watch that, you actually just know the whole show. Like, how they do the scenes, it already reveals, like, the ending of the show.
Yeah.
I did not know that, and I haven't rewatched it yet, but I am going to now. Like,
yeah, no, I would kill for a physical release of Devilman, and if it came with a vinyl of all the music from it, I would be even more involved, because the music in that was outstanding, and the famous remake of the original opening theme that they have in it, where they're riding in the car together, has been meme-ified pretty strong.
It is, yeah.
I've seen
I like it.
lots of different things on the internet.
These meme-ifieds that we go,
that we see, but yeah, that show is pretty awesome.
Okay, best protagonist.
Best protagonist.
Yes.
Rimuru Tempest.
I hear that I have not gotten to the show, but I hear it looks adorable, and we're selling those cute giant plushies of the slime on our site right now, and they've been selling really well. So
well, great for the slime, but there was Retsuko and Joe was in there, and I wanted Joe to win, and some other people want Retsuko to win.
I was more of a fan of that, but I mean the whole story. That whole anime just kind of, if you're an adult and you're working, like, you can find something to relate to that anime very easily.
Or if you're a female working.
Yes, that's true too.
let me rephrase that. Female working environment. Yes, that is.
But
what you can
there are
relate
many
to.
characters in that show that she works with that you're just like, I know that person.
Oh
like,
crap! I hope I'm not one of those people you work with. I hope I'm not.
Yeah.
I know I'm one of those people. I just have to be.
You're not one. You're not any of those people, Will.
I appreciate you saying to that for the speakers here.
What about best antagonist? With the All for One of the mini My Hero Academia wins.
Yeah, I mean.
Yeah, why not?
You're okay with that?
I'm okay with it.
I think if you've been somebody who's been watching the Anime Awards, you should probably already be like, out of all the things that are nominated, 4 of these will be won by My Hero Academia. Like, you should probably like just give them 4 right off the bat, because that's where the pop culture or the popular culture kind of leans towards right now. But I really liked Rio from Devilman Crybaby. I thought it was really cool.
Yeah.
And I thought Akane from Gridman was also a really interesting character.
Yeah.
It was cool to see how, like, her layers got peeled back episode by episode.
Yeah, that show didn't get enough love, unfortunately, but it was actually a really good show.
Was it kind of like a sleeper hit, or what? One?
It was one. I noticed that a lot of kind of the older fans really liked Gridman. But I think Gridman was out during Rascal Girl.
Yeah, it was during that same
there was a lot of Sword Art Online had just started up, and I think a lot of people were kind of putting their attention elsewhere. So maybe it might get a physical release and kind of grow in popularity, sometime down the road. But it is one that everybody should check out.
Yeah, that and Planet With were like like a couple of the sleepers from last year, which I'm glad that Planet With's director got a nomination, but I felt like it could have been nominated for other places too. If they had like a sound design category, like Planet With would won. Like, I'm one of those weird guys that likes the technical stuff like that. Like, Planet With was just 10 out of 10 sound, baby.
All right, does everyone agree on Best Boy?
I refuse to take part in these discussions.
It's just categories like Best Boy and Best Girl. Just kind of like weird categories to me.
When I look at Best Boy and Best Girl, I'm like, God, I am not in this demographic.
Like, how do you determine, like, what's the
criteria?
The criteria.
Yeah, right.
To
how violently are you going to argue for your best boy or best girl and get the internet to agree with you? Like, that's, I don't know. Those ones are fluff to me. I don't really look too much to those.
I mean, it wasn't terrible that it went to Deku, but I always feel like it should always go to someone else again, kind of like that type of person. But
you look at Best Film too, and My Hero Academia, 2 Heroes won. So
so
like I said, give them like 3 or 4 awards just to start off, and that's kind of where they're gonna be. But there's a lot of I mean, I just got the physical release of Manheiser's Z Infinity. Hopefully I'll be able to watch it tonight or tomorrow. But, I mean, all the other ones on the list were good. Fireworks, Night is Short, Walk On Girl, I really, really loved. But, I mean, that also comes from the creator of Devilman Crybaby, Yuasa, so all this stuff I'm always a pretty big fan of. Mariah, like I said, nominated for Oscar for Best Animation. And Liz and the Bluebird, that one I unfortunately haven't got a chance to see yet.
I haven't seen that one.
I think that was Kyoto Animation who also did Sound Euphonium. And from what I saw from Sound Euphonium, I really liked it.
Really?
So.
Okay.
Yeah, and isn't Listen to Bluebird supposed to be like kind of like set in the same world?
You know, they play. I know I've seen the cover, and they're playing instruments, and so it looks like basically like.
It's like something I would like.
No. Like it looks like something from like Sound Euphonium. So.
And everyone agree on Best Animation, Violet Evergarden.
I do. I love the animation from Devilman Crybaby, but it isn't for everyone. And I mean, say what you will about Violet Evergarden. I know some people weren't a huge fan of herself, but the show was absolutely stunning to look at.
I can't believe
when it's in
MHA
focus.
was in the category.
Well, it's academia.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well.
Oh yeah. Yep, that was nominated too. It didn't win it, so that's surprising.
That's a surprise.
I'm just happy when I see things like Devilman Crybaby and Violet Evergarden win awards. I'm like, good. People
actually have taste.
People are actually watching it. I always get worried when I see shows on Amazon or I see shows on Netflix that they're going to get lost. Because like Crunchyroll, it's like, you know, the collective consciousness. Like we all get together every Monday or Tuesday, Wednesday when a show comes out and we watch it. Netflix, it's like the show is airing in Japan that season, but we don't get it till like the season or two after, and we get it all in one chunk. So everybody's watching it at different times sometimes. Like not everybody's able to binge it on that Friday it gets released. So people are discovering it at different times. So it stinks in a way that everybody isn't able to discuss it at the same time sometimes. But like I said, you know, Devilman winning and Violet winning shows that, you know, people are still catching the shows.
Right.
So.
People still are watching everything else outside of MHA. That's good.
Yeah.
But yeah, opening sequence, I didn't care for Darling and the Franks.
How dare you say that?
Yeah,
You're gonna get crucified.
No.
I mean, I've heard it's a tale of two halves.
Well, it's one of those shows like you first start, you're like, oh, this is really promising, and you figure out what the theme of the show is. And
I like the character design.
Oh yeah, I mean, Trigger, like all their stuff is pretty cool.
I think it's
but
really
they made a better one in SS Gridman.
It's like, here's SS Gridman when we actually get to write it, and it doesn't have a really weird political undertone to it, but that's for a different time. I personally liked.
I cannot believe Pop Team Epic didn't take that category, best opening scene.
You know, with that show, like there's certain.
Is that like a niche? That must be a huge
certain
niche.
episodes I watched, I laughed like uncontrollably, and then there are ones where I didn't get it at all, and like I would have to like look up online what some of the jokes were, because you know the Japanese
humor is probably
different than ours, so some of their jokes kind of will fall flat on me sometimes, but there's other episodes I just thought were absolutely hilarious.
And Fiction from
Wodakai, that was the one I wanted to win, but I thought the opening was very clever for that, and not to mention it was a very catchy show, or catchy song, and the show was awesome too. And like I said, Amazon Prime Video is where it's on, unfortunately. So if you don't have it, you might not have had a chance to catch it, but you should, or be reading the manga right now. The manga is great.
The manga is good. I read the first one. I'm starting the second one right now, but I haven't been able to watch it on Amazon Prime Video.
Yeah. So best ending sequence.
Best ending sequence.
I wanted Refrain by Amir and After the Rain to win, but that's just a personal. Really like Amir. Like the ending song, like the video for it isn't like anything spectacular, but I just really like the song at the end of such a great show.
I didn't think Megalobox should have been in that category. I don't know.
I like the opening theme to that more than I did the
I know. That's
themes,
why I was like taken aback. Like, why is this one in this? I don't make up these categories, you know. But
Linked Horizon
took me back. It took me by surprise.
Linked Horizon won. I mean, it was interesting because I remember watching when season 3 started, and I was just like, "Oh, Linked Horizon isn't doing the opening theme. This is a lot different." It was what was it? Red Swan, I think, was the song that played.
Oh,
and it was a lot different than what we had, like the big hype song that you get when you get into the show. And then it's like, "Oh, Linked Horizon plays at the end of it."
Mm-hmm.
And very cryptic ending to that show for that season. The next part of it is coming out, I think, next season, so that's where things are going to get
You gotta wait until
extremely...
April 27th or something?
Yeah, it's going to be a very crazy season.
It's around the corner. I mean...
It can't come soon enough.
I know, but next week's already, like, March.
Yeah.
Don't remind me. So we'll end...
Reminding everyone else.
We'll end with best anime of the year. Everybody knows that I love Devilman Crybaby, so absolutely no argument there. I was very happy to see. But, like, everything on that list, like, I really kind of felt like it deserved to be on there. I was happy to see Hina Matsuri on there. That show was absolutely hilarious.
Yeah.
Megalobox was great. It's always good to see a really good, sports, anime kind of make it out there, especially because I think
the drama, like the whole like synopsis behind it was interesting.
Yeah, I could really tell the show is doing well because the orders for Tomorrow Joe from Discotheque really picked up.
Right.
Good, people are really getting into this.
I completely agree. I think these categories for the anime of the year, they should.
Yeah, they're all worth it.
They should have been nominated. Yeah, they should have been nominated, and they're worth it.
Yeah, the one I didn't get to watch last year was A Place Further Than the Universe, which people absolutely champion. So one of these days I'll have to sit down. I hear it's just one of those shows you just kind of like to lie in. Like, it's just one of those shows that relaxes you and just makes you feel good. So I'll have to catch that.
Sounds very trippy.
No, like, it's just one of those shows that's like slice of life. Just
okay.
Just kind of
Fruits Basket.
Yeah, or like I kind of got a similar feeling from Girls Last Tour. If you ever saw that show.
Okay.
Except for you add a little dystopian.
Yeah, except that's an apocalypse and stuff. But it's pretty chill. The apocalypse is pretty chill after a while.
So it leaves you having like a good feeling or like a warm feeling.
Yeah, I saw a lot of people championing it, and it's one that I want to catch. But we all work full-time jobs. We only have limited free time, and
we should get
you mean we don't just sit around and watch anime all day?
For all those people that think working at Right Stuff is just coming in and watching anime all day, we're here to tell you, unfortunately.
We should start putting that into our job descriptions, though.
Yeah.
Watching anime?
We
have to put a minimum of 1 hour to watching anime during our workday.
That'd be nice.
Yeah.
We have a theater room. we don't watch anything in the theater.
Well, we were Aniplex was very gracious to let us screen I Want to Eat Your Pancreas.
That's
there.
right. Yeah.
We had a good turnout for that, and people who saw that, they said within the first 10 minutes you figure out why the title is the way it is. It's the one thing I heard, and I was like, oh, that's good. But things, any kind of Japanese thing sometimes can get translated in a way which makes it a little.
Yeah, it's based off of basically like a folk tale or folk idea where if you eat the person's whatever part of their body that is like bad, like then it automatically just fixes it.
Oh, like heals you.
Yeah, it heals it.
Right, you're supposed to eat the part that.
So if you eat if you eat a pancreas that has pancreatic cancer, it's supposed to cure it.
It's supposed to cure it. Yeah.
But I read the novel, so I kind of learned about it too.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So one of the things we have going on this week is we have our yen press sale going on. I thought it'd be kind of fun to go around the table and have everybody kind of give a couple titles that they really like from Yen Press. So who wants to start?
I guess it's me, and I'm gonna start with. I'm gonna start with A Polar Bear in Love.
Oh.
Yeah. Aw.
Let's just getting an anime now too.
I know. So if none of you have heard about it, it was actually a surprise read for me. I thought it was gonna be like a little kiddish, storyline, super cheesy, nothing great. But once you start reading it. It really has huge feels in it. So basically, there's this really cute baby male seal that gets separated from his mom, and from the polar bears, and this polar bear that he meets is another male polar bear, and the male polar bear actually ends up loving this cute, fluffy seal. So it's like even going on like above the theme about like love, love above race, love, it doesn't matter who you love, if you love something, you're going to protect it. So this bear, they go through these ventures, and each book they basically explore themes about like death.
Oh jeez.
Yeah, exactly. Like
I thought they were just like a collection of short stories.
Or like breakups, like changing friendships, like things that you go through in life that is explained in a heartwarming story. And I'm glad that it's getting an anime. I think it's going to be done well. I know they did a couple shorts, 1-minute shorts that you can see on YouTube, and whoever's doing them did a really great job.
They need to do more.
Yeah, exactly. Like everyone in our office loves watching it. But I think they're out with up to volume 4 already for Polar Bear in Love.
Yeah, the actual manga. I think that's up to that.
Yeah. So I definitely recommend for you guys to read if you enjoy kind of like a romantic comedy that also has some depth to it. You should check out Polar Bear in Love. I hope I enticed you with that.
I'm interested.
If I didn't, go on YouTube and search Polar Bear in Love, and then you'll like it.
It's good to hear that, because I've always seen the covers and kind of thought it was for younger audiences.
No, man, I'm almost 30, and I was like, why are we talking about death here? Don't do this.
That's awesome.
But the other one that I liked was Delicious in Dungeon. And have any of you read that or heard about it? Or
I've seen the title. I have neither heard nor I've heard nothing about it, so please.
Okay. I will tell you about it.
Okay.
So again, I thought it was another like kiddish read again, but it's surprising how fun it is. Basically it's about these group of warriors, I guess. They go into this dungeon and they have to kill these monsters. Well, after they kill the monsters, there's so much like they don't want to waste them apparently, because they're in the dungeon, they can't get out to get to eat. So they end up eating these monsters, and along the way they figure out how to cook them, and then in each of like one of the pages they give you a recipe of how to cook certain monsters, and like they show like the different parts of the monster, kind of like they're showing like how to butcher a cow and things like that.
Is it applicable to real life?
I mean, sometimes, like, how they describe, like, the delicacy or, like, the dish in the manga, like, they do it kind of like it seems like a Food Network, like, throwdown. Like, they're really critiquing the dish, and it's, like, it's fun to read, and I think, I don't know what volume they're out right now, it's probably past 5, but that's why people like it. It's not just it's a fantasy world, but it's, like, on a different take, of like making, I guess, slayings kind of cute and enjoyable to read. So
cool. No, I'm still thinking about Polar Bear in Love. I'm gonna have to read that now.
I don't think Thomas is gonna read any of the stuff that I'm describing.
No, I will try Polar Bear in Love. My wife has it at home, and I've kind of been looking at a shelf. I was just looking at it. Looks like it's just
number one. There is a short story that probably might bring you to tears.
Great. Cool. Maybe I'll wait a little longer to read it now. But for me, the two that I recommend, one is a pre-order currently, but it is The Night is Short, Walk On Girl, the hardcover novel.
Yeah.
I was a huge fan of the movie. I really liked that the universe of Tomohiko Momori. Sorry if I slaughtered the name. But the world of Tatami Galaxy. I find it very interesting. Just the way they do the characters, the way the dialogue is done. I'm interested to see how much the movie is going to be like a novel, and what other things the novel is going to kind of be able to give me more details on. A movie can only put so much of what's in a novel and stuff like that. So that is my first recommendation. My second recommendation, going back to my love of cats from the last podcast, is Nine Keys, which is a manga about cats fighting over turf, but they switch between thugs / yakuza to felines. Yes.
That's intense.
It
so
is.
It's a cat gang?
Yeah. It's cat gangs, but they're thugs and Yakuza, and they kind of switch forms. So
Interesting.
Like,
okay.
So like they're human forms. They also have a cat form too, and like if they have scars, the cats have similar scars.
Okay, I think more people are gonna read this than Polar Bear.
The first one was a lot of fun. I don't know. I don't know when the second volume is going to come out. I'm going to keep reading it. It's not. I won't say it's the deepest thing in the world, but it's a super fun read. I laughed out loud a couple times. I hope they develop kind of They have some of like the female characters in it. Well, they are also cats, but they kind of do a thing where they're always hissing at each other and stuff, and I'm just like. All right, come on.
Okay,
they can be characters too. But like I said, that's what I'm saying.
Okay,
I was just like, here's the female characters and the female cats, and all they do is hiss at each other. Just take a giant sigh, like really. But no, maybe. Who knows? Maybe in Volume 2 they might have like all like female cat gang that's like super awesome or something like that.
Oh, the all female like. Beef gang?
Yeah, all-female Yakuza gang or something like that. But no, it is a lot of fun.
It's kind of like Mean Girls. Maybe it might be played on that.
Yeah, it is a lot of fun, complaints aside. So that would be my recommendation of something you can get right away as Night is Short Walk on Girl is a pre-order that is going to be coming out in June. Mm-hmm. So, all right. Will, what do you got?
All right. So one of my favorite discoveries of last year when I got here was So I'm a Spider, So What? So it's so the setup is like your typical like isekai story. There's a bunch of high school students, and then they all die from this like supernatural accident, and then they wake up in this fantasy world. Well, this story instead focuses on one loner girl. But she ends up waking up as a baby spider in one of the darkest and most dangerous dungeons in the entire fantasy realm. And what really makes this unique, I feel like, is the first person narration. Like a lot of main characters in isekai genres are just like really self-insert. They're really bland. Mm-hmm. Like they're pretty much lampshades in their own story. But like here, like she's actually has like a personality. She's very sarcastic, sardonic, but she really just has a personality that you wouldn't expect, and she's consistently funny. Like this is one of the most entertaining light novels I've ever read.
It sounds like it's really well written.
Yes, it's very, very, very well written.
I read some light novels, and let me tell you, it can be tough.
Yeah, it can.
It can be tough.
it could be really tough.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's definitely something that I recommend. Whether you read the actual novel series, there's a manga that's also out.
Yes.
I would also recommend that if you want to see cute spiders like do like life-threatening things.
Do you think it should be an anime?
It actually will be.
Yeah,
it will be.
An anime. Yeah.
Yeah, but I've seen the trailer and they use a lot of 3D CG.
Oh.
So we'll see how the final product turns out. But I mean, based on the source material, it could be really great.
I wonder who's doing that, the production of that.
Yeah, I'm actually not sure. I know that when we were at Anime Expo last year, one of the booths had a big, I almost want to say, I think it was Aniplex that's releasing it because they had a giant, the announcement was done at Expo and they showed the first video of it ever and everybody was crowded around and stuff and people were super hyped. It's crazy because in that room you're walking shoulder to shoulder with everybody because it's so crowded that you're able to get everybody around and get excited about something like that. But people were pretty hyped for it.
I didn't know.
I mean, the voice actress for Madoka from Madoka Magica, she's actually doing the voice for the main character.
Oh wow!
So it's they've got some big names behind it.
Yeah, they do. I'll definitely have to check out that light novel then.
Oh yeah,
or the manga. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, either way, it's a super entertaining read. Mm-hmm. It's something whenever it goes on sale, I always get on my social media platform and hey, you should buy this.
Cool. Michael, what do you got?
Well, when it comes to light novels, I like to read ones that have very catchy titles. Titles that are maybe out of the ordinary, that are a little bit surprising. So the first one I'd like to recommend is A Hero and His Elf Bride Open a Pizza Parlor in Another World.
Is that it?
That's it. That's very strange. It's really good. It starts out right away where he gets ran over and killed. And he's at a desk in front of a woman who's trying to send him to another life, and she gives him 3 choices. One is a magic-wielding person. Another one is a sword fighter who can beat up anybody. And the third is a high-calorie king of some sort that is able to cook and whip things up. And before he can answer, the first 2 are taken, so he has to become a high-calorie king in an elf world. So he's transported to a world where people live in a forest, and they've got very bland food, and he's able to somehow, with his powers, whip up pizzas and whip up things, and it drives people mad that they never tasted food that was so good before. So it's very strange, but it's a really good little novel. I'm glad I got to read that. Another one is Reborn as a Vending Machine. Now I Wander the Dungeon.
I didn't even know this existed.
So that one was really good as well. This one starts out similarly, where there's a man trying to get something out of a vending machine, and it doesn't come out, so he starts to rock it, and it knocks over on him and it kills him. So both of them start out in a similar way, so he wakes up and he's now a vending machine in another world. And it's amazing. He has the ability to set his own prices and produce anything he wants. So if somebody wants something, he can make it happen.
We need to get that vending machine
we could use a vending machine.
Next year, we need to create a category. We need to have our own anime awards, and we're going to create one for the stupidest isekai. Like transformed into whatever.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
But it's definitely interesting. There's people that take a liking to him, and there's a girl who can actually carries him around. So she carries him from place to place because he can't move. She straps him on her back and she carries him around.
That's a strong person.
Yeah, she is. And she looks like a young girl, but she's really, super strong. So she takes him wherever she needs him to go, and they'll go out on quests, and they'll plop him there, and the gang will go out and fight and battle people, and they'll come back and he'll feed them and make them soup and food, and it spits out, but they have to have money. So you have to have money to put in the machine, then he can produce just about whatever you want.
But is there like a level up system? Like does he like gain new abilities?
He does. He gets to gain new abilities. He starts out making very small things, and then at least the end of the first volume, he's able to produce quite a few things, almost upon request.
Dang.
And it's really neat. But the more money you spend, the more money he earns, the more ability he has to create better things. And he can also change the layout of his machine. He can change the slots, he can change the openings, he can change the display.
This is like the vending machine from heaven or something.
Both of them sound corny, but they're actually both very good reads, and I would highly recommend both of them.
I hope that one gets an anime.
Well, I do too.
It's like I didn't realize people could put so much thought into being resurrected as a vending machine.
And that's what I thought too. So that's why when I saw these, I had to read them, and I was so glad I did. So right now, A Hero and His Elf Bride only has 1 volume, but I believe Reborn as a Vending Machine is up to volume 3 now. So I've read the first one. Now I've got to get the second too.
You wrote a review on that in our blog.
Yes.
And The Polar Bear in Love is also on there in our Right Stuff Anime blog, so you can check out all those reviews. I don't know. Is yours on our blog?
Review for... I've reviewed a couple things on them recently. I'm always buried in work, unfortunately.
Yeah. But definitely check out our blog because we have that as a review from you.
Yes, we do.
So
remind me. I need to grab your copy if you still have it.
I think that'd be a great anime to watch.
I hope they both get turned into an anime, especially A Hero and His Elf Bride. So that one, I'm really looking forward to that if it comes
Going
out.
on high-calorie adventures to spread the goodwill.
That's right, he does.
So go ahead and check out next couple days the Empress sale. You can look up some of the titles we just talked about, and a ton of other great isekai manga that Empress has. We also got a couple other things going on at Right Stuff right now. We're prepping for the return of Anime Madness.
Yay!
Yeah! Currently working on getting the bracket all set up and get some good matchups in the first round, and we'll see kind of what happens this year, where the voting goes. But I think we'll have some pretty good matchups in the first round, I think. So I know some of you have seen kind of the mock-ups of we're not going to say what they are yet. We want you guys to be surprised, but there's going to be some pretty good stuff there.
Yeah, we've got some good candidates.
That's a frustrating time of year for me because I like to participate in Anime Madness, but since we've had it here at work, we also get to fill out our own brackets and we put them up on the wall. And I think I finished either last or next to last every year.
This is going to be my first year, so
you never know.
It's kind of heated here.
Yeah, you never know who is gonna get on the bandwagon to try to knock off that one.
Yeah.
Everybody thinks gonna win, and all of a sudden, all the fans of something come out of the woodwork.
Right.
They're like, "We're gonna overthrow Evangelion or something like that." You know, the ones that you usually would think would always win.
But they.
Mm-hmm. So.
Oh yeah, we're going to a con, by the way.
We're going to a couple of conventions.
What con?
Yeah, next month we've got NakaCon.
NakaCon. So this is interesting with NakaCon. We're doing 2 panels.
NakaCon's in Kansas City.
We're doing
three panels.
We're doing 3 panels.
Yes.
Edit this one, or we're doing 3 panels.
3 panels.
We're doing 3 panels. We are doing a trivia panel, which I'm super excited for. I'm currently getting that worked on to get some awesome little trivia. It's going to be one where everybody in the audience will be able to participate. Yeah. Which will be kind of exciting. I know sometimes it can be kind of boring to go in and only 3 people get to play. But this one, I think, we'll be able to be very interactive. We'll have everybody participating in that one. We will also be doing our usual Right Stuff industry panel to kind of just let everybody know what's been going on here at Nozomi, Sunrise, all the stuff we're working on here. And then we've got our first ever hentai panel that we'll be doing at NakaCon.
And if you do come to these panels, there will be prizes.
There will. And if you come to the hentai one, you better be over 18 because we will not let you in if you're not over 18. So just a reminder there.
We will be scanning your ID. Not scanning.
Yeah, we're serious.
With my eyes.
Yeah. The friendly staff at NakaCon will be
No Hawaii driver's license, unless you are from Hawaii.
If anybody says McLovin, we're gonna pass on that.
And then right after NakaCon, we'll be going to Detour. I don't know what. I know we'll probably do an industry panel.
Minneapolis.
We'll be doing our industry panel for that one for sure. I don't know what else we might be doing for panel-wise there. And then we also have ASEN in Chicago. We'll be doing Anime Iowa in July. Our home convention in Des Moines for the last year.
I know.
I don't want it to leave.
I know, but
it's nice to be able to go home at the end of the night.
So come to Des Moines.
Yeah, come to Des Moines. It's actually pretty cool here. I like it. And then we'll have NebraskaCon at the very end of the year.
Yeah, that one's in Omaha.
So, convention season is upon us, folks. And as much as I feel like it always ends and then we've got a break, it's just right back to it. It feels like the convention.
Yeah.
I feel like we were just at NebraskaCon. It's amazing. That was in November. It's already time to start up again.
You know what? You saying that now, I'm like, wow, it was only like just
It doesn't seem like it was that long ago.
We did NebraskaCon. We went right into the holiday sale. But we love coming to conventions. We love meeting the fans. We love getting to talk to you guys.
We also at our booth. You come see us at the booth. We also have prizes to give away too. So we always have like an hourly Blu-ray contest at our booth. So please come and check us out there. And at the panels too at NakaCon, the 3 panels. Do you know what the prizes are gonna be?
I do not know. Our marketing manager Jake, who fortunately couldn't be here with us today, is working on those. Maybe that's why he's not here today. Maybe that's what he's working on.
Putting together some prize packs.
Prize packs for everyone.
Yeah.
So conventions will be coming up. Come check us out there. Other than that, I think that's just about all we've got. I think we've reached our allotted time of podcasting for this week. So I want to thank you guys for listening to our second podcast ever. But thank you guys, and we will catch you guys in 2 weeks.
Is this on?
This is on, right?
The views and opinions expressed in this podcast are those of the participants and do not necessarily reflect the official policy or position of Right Stuf Anime.